Hey everyone, it's Linnea. Today I have a sea turtle themed card using some Deco foil flock transfer sheets. And I'm going to use the Deco foil flock transfer sheets in what I would probably think is the easiest way to use them. I'm going to be die cutting them, so you don't need any fancy tools or machines or anything to get a totally amazing flocked and textured background. So I grabbed all three colors of green cardstock from the very first release all the way up to this newest release with the Rena K Designs Electro Pop Flock. So I have green Envy, I have emerald green, and I have the neon Screamin' Green. So here on the screen you can see the neon Screamin' Green as well as the emerald green. And now I'm going to be die cutting the green Envy. That's the original color of the Deco foil flock transfer sheets. I'm using the Pink and Main Scallop Waves dies. So I started by just cutting down some of these flock transfer sheets so that they would be a little bit more manageable in size. They're about 5 inches wide. Just because my die is 6 inches wide, I wanted to be able to have the die hang off a little bit because it made it easier for me to die cut them. So when I trimmed them down, I made sure to trim them flock side down. You want to do that with your paper trimmer so that your trimmer doesn't kind of shred the flock. Die cutting, I die cut it like I would any other medium like cardstock or anything. Because that blade presses evenly down into the flock in your die cutting machine, it's okay to do that flock side up, but when you're cutting with a paper trimmer, you want to do it flock side down. I use those Pink and Main Scallop Waves dies to die cut a bunch of waves from all three colors of the flock transfer sheets, and then I'm just going to glue them onto my card. I'm using strong adhesive, so I'm using iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive, and all I'm doing is just adding some glue, pushing these pieces of flock down onto an A2 sized card, and then I'm going to turn them over on my work surface, give that a good press with my fist to make sure that there's a good adherence, and then I will use my nonstick scissors to trim off the overhanging portions of that flock. So here you see me there just pressing that down, trimming that off, and I'm just going to continue on down my card until I have my whole thing covered with these flock transfer sheets. And then I also used a stitched rectangle die, also from Pink and Main, just to trim around and kind of give that stitched edge to my whole card front. I sprayed it with some silver glitter dust because I just feel like under the ocean things glitter. So I thought that I would add some silver dust. And there you have a whole background that is flocked and textured and die cut. And it took me probably about 5 minutes to do. It was so easy. There's no drying time. It's super awesome. Now I have the Pink and Main. This is the Turtly Amazing stamp set. And I decided to just stamp out all of these turtles because I wasn't completely settled on my card design. So originally I thought I would just do 3, but I knew whatever 3 that I decided to stamp would be, I'd need the other 2 turtles. So I just stamped all 5 turtles, and I'm going to color all of them the same exact way. So I grabbed my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers. You could use anything to color your images for this card. You could use watercolors. That would be really cool to use watercolors since it's an underwater-ish card. But I just chose these markers. These are what has a permanent spot on my desk right now because they're compact, so it's what I reached for. I'm going to color them green and then some brown on their shells. Typical sea turtle colors. Nothing too fancy, really easy color blending. And then I will cut them out with the coordinating Turtly Amazing die set. Once I have them all cut out, I'm just going to bring in my flocked and die cut background, and I'm just going to play around arranging these turtles on my card. As I played around, I realized that I had too many turtles. It was just kind of overwhelming the background, so I decided to just pick a few of my favorites, and I actually ended up die cutting from white cardstock a little top note stitch die. This is also from Pink and Main. Die cut that with white cardstock, stamped a sentiment with green ink, and now I'm going to be using iCraft 3D foam squares to pop this up onto the right side of my card. So I kind of trimmed off the right side of this die cut just so that it would lay flat against the right side of my card. I like these 3D foam squares because they're thick and they give an awful lot of dimension. Because I'm adhering this die cut onto this flocked background and there's texture there and then there's that added texture from the silver glitter dust, I am adding just a little bit of that iCraft Ultra Bond liquid adhesive to make sure that that adheres and is going to hold on tight. So this is my finished card. I hope that you enjoyed this technique of die cutting the flock transfer sheets and just adhering them onto your card to create these fun waves in the background. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys again soon. Bye!